Hello everybody, today we're going to be covering the area of composite shapes. And as we covered last week, composite shapes are figures that are made up of two or more easier shapes. For example, a pentagon can be described as a rectangle and a triangle. A hexagon can be identified as either two triangles and a rectangle, or even as two trapezoids. This would be important to take into consideration since we're going to be looking at objects in real life. For example, this could easily be a house. Not this one, but an octagon which in reality is a trapezoid and two trapezoids and a rectangle. This is a stop sign. You see, different shapes are made out of simpler shapes. That's why they're called composite shapes. Now, to find the area of all these shapes, we have to take into consideration the formulas that we have already learned. I'm going to bigger eraser. Okay, for example, the area of a triangle is found as base times height divided by 2. Our base is the number in the bottom, and our height is from the tallest point to the base. Now let's work this one out quickly. If our base is 4 and our height is 3, we're going to substitute the values as 4 times 3 divided by 2. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. Now, I'll leave that right there for right now. We also learned that the area of any rectangular shape, it could be either a rectangle or a parallelogram, is base times height. Let's say this parallelogram, so we can do something different, is 3 and our height is 5. We get 3 times 5 equals 15. So the area of our parallelogram would have been 15. Now, the one that's a little bit more complex is our trapezoid. Our trapezoid, the easiest way to do this is to find the area by using the formula. Our formula is base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2, then multiply it by height. If our height is 3, our base 1 is 4, and our base 2 is 6. Let's try this out. Base 1 is 4. Base 2 is 6 divided by 2 times 3, because 3 is our height. 4 plus 6 is 10 divided by 2 times 3. 10 divided by 2 equals 5 times 3 equals 15. And now, something that I've been forgetting to mention in all these examples is that anytime that we have an area, or that we're solving for the area of a shape, we always mark it as units squared. It can either be written down as units squared or just units with an exponent of 2. The exponent of 2 is representing the square. Now, let's move on to finding the area of composite shapes. In this case, I'm going to draw a pentagon that is not all too perfect. We'll mark this bottom base as 6, and we'll mark that this height is 3, and this height, which is the only from what it would have been if it was a house, only the roof of the house is 2. We can find that these are two shapes, the area of a rectangle and the area of a triangle. Well, the area of the rectangle can be found by multiplying 3 times 6, because 3 is our height for the rectangle and 6 is the base. So we get 3 times 6. 3 times 6 is 18, so this is 18 units square. Now, our triangle, our height is 2, and our base is also 6. As you can see, this will translate to here because it's a rectangle. So 6 is our base, 2 is our height, and we're going to divide by 2. 6 times 2 equals 12. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. So the area of our triangle is 6 units square. Now, in order to find the area of a pentagon, all we have to do is add both the areas. In this case, we're going to add 18 and 6. 18 plus 6 is 24. So the area of this pentagon is 24 units square. Okay, let me grab something to erase with. Okay, so this is the way of decomposing a shape into two figures and then solving the area of each figure and adding together to get the composite shape. Now I'm going to show you in your homeworks, there were some problems where instead of adding, you had to subtract to find the composite shape. Okay, let's do one of those problems right now. It said that you had let's do a hexagon. We had a hexagon. Well, never mind, I'm doing an octagon. That had a okay, let's try it. It had a length of 8, a height of 3. Each of these sides is 2. So if we change that to all of our measurements, we know that this is also 8. This is also 3. And we know that all these are 2. I know my drawing isn't the best, but this is supposed to be a octagon where all the shapes are the same. Now, we need to find the area of the trapezoids and the area of the rectangle. Now let's start with the trapezoid because it is the easiest to find. In the trapezoid, we know that our base 1 is 2, our base 2 is 8. We're going to divide by 2 and then multiply by the height, which is 3. 2 plus 8 is 10. 10 divided by 2 times 3. Sorry, 10 divided by 2 is 5 times 3 equals 15 units square. Well, we know we have 2 of these trapezoids. And we have 15 units square and another 15 units square. Now, in order to find the rectangle, we know that this length right here is 8 and that the height of this rectangle is 2. How do we know this? We just said that all the sides were equal to 2, and we're going to use the base of the trapezoid as the base of our rectangle. Again, simple base times height. 8 times 2 equals 16. So our answer is 16 units squared. Now, this shape or this octagon has an area of 46 units squared. But like I said when I started solving this problem, we are trying to find the area of a composite shape by subtracting. Here, I am going to draw a triangle. Please be patient. Inventing this problem as we move along. Now, we know that this triangle's height goes from this number here and this number here. Sorry, this line here and this line here, which translates to a height of 2, because this side is also 2. Now, to find the base is the part that is flat. We know, or we don't know actually, I'll still have to put it. I'm going to say this is 4. I could have done that a little bit better. It's 4. So this means that the base, the area of our triangle is 4 times 2 divided by 2. Now we're going to try to find the area of everything else in this shape. So everything else that's not in the octagon, sorry, in the triangle, is the area we're looking for. So 4 times 2 is 8 divided by 2 equals 4. So the area of our triangle is 4 units squared. Now, in order to find the area of everything else, we are going to subtract the 2 areas, the area of our octagon and the area of our triangle. And if we do that correctly, 46 take away 4 equals 42. I hope you guys can see this in the bottom. Yes, 42. And we have to mark it as units square. This was a little bit harder than I wanted to, since I was inventing it as we moved along. Let me try an easier one just to explain it. Remember, you guys can always go back in the video, review what I said. If you guys think I should have gone slower, let me know. For the next video, I'll take that into consideration. Let's make a simple one. We got a picture frame. And we know that the border here from the picture, So the picture frame is 2 inches all around. Now, that means that it might not show you everywhere, but we know that everywhere in that picture, in that frame, sorry, is 2 inches. And let's actually put the inches mark. So it's 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, and 2 inches. Now, if our picture is 6 inches by 9 inches, what is the area of the frame? Well, first of all, let's find the area of the picture. Over here, picture. It's simple. 9 times 6, base times height. 9 times 6 is 54. And since we're going in inches square. This is the area of the picture. Now let's find the area of everything together. This is where you guys have to get creative. We know that this right here is 6, but how much is 2 plus 6 plus 2? Well, 2 plus 6 is 8, so from here to here is 8, plus 2 more is 10. Now let's do the same thing for our height. How much is 2 plus 9 plus 2? 2 plus 9 is 11, plus 2 more is 13. So the area of everything together is 130 inches square. Now we have our two areas, the area of everything and the area of a picture. Now in order to find the area of just the frame, we will need to subtract 130, take away 54. That means that we're counting everything except the area of the picture. So 130 minus 54, well, we can't take away 4 from 0, so we need to regroup our 13 into a 12. And since we're taking 1/10 out of 12, this becomes 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. 12 minus 5 is 7. This means that the area of the frame is 76 inches square. Okay? This concludes today's video. I hope everything I explained was understandable. If you guys need extra help, remember, reach out, send me a comment, send me a message, and we'll see each other soon.